Shalom, shalom, Yahshua Allah. I want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rakadash, which in the Petty Hebrew tongue is created names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostle and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to you sister brothers that's laboring in this truth, and shalom to you brothers and sisters that's listening and studying to show yourselves approved. Shalom. Come today to talk about something that really just has me wild, Yahshua. Very wild. And I'm going to tell you why. Every now and then Apostle Tahar do something, like he'll put out a decree or he'll just show something, and it'll ripple all the way here to Tulsa, Oklahoma from New York, and it reveals something that's been hidden. And that's all through the Spirit. It just wows me how that happens. And it just every now and then it happens. It's like the second time I've noticed that. And this time I'm not going to let it just like, go by the wayside. Just be like, okay, yeah, whatever. This time it's like, no. Like this is very spiritual. It's very profound. It's big. And it's amazing to me how that happens. And it is every now and then he does that. And it shows how the Spirit can reach from one area to another through the Spirit. Like not through no phone call, not through nothing like that. This a decree through the Spirit, ripples through the body, and then you see the effects of it. And I notice every time he does that, it sheds light on something that was in the dark. Like I kind of see it, but when Apostle Hart does certain things, it just like pulls it all the way out to where I'm like, I can't no longer ignore it. Like I see it, that's the issue. That's what it is. And once you see something, you have to deal with it. So I'm going to pull the scripture out first. And this second time this done happened. So this is Mark 4:22. It says, "For there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested. Neither was there anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad." So there's nothing that's hid that's not going to become manifest. It's not going to like come out. It's going to come out. And what I noticed in this thing, there's envy and there's jealousy. I noticed, and that has no place in this truth. That should not, be happening. I'm gonna get this precept, but it's happening. Certain people are jealous of certain brothers in this truth, based on the recognition they're getting, based on the works, and I guess they feel like the Most High ain't dealing with them, or this brother's getting more than what they getting, and then they start with, people calling the world, they start hating. And I'm gonna pull this up right here. This is Leviticus 19:17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt not in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and not suffer sin upon him." So the precept said, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother." So you got certain brothers secretly hating on other brothers in this thing, based on the skills that the Most High blessed them with, the way that I guess they relay. You got certain brothers watching, like they'll get mad you get more views than what they getting, or they'll get mad because your sacrifice get recognition, they're not getting recognition. And and this thing is like a fire. It's like a wildfire. I know the jealousy and envy spreads like a virus. Like if one brother got it, he'll project that spirit, and it'll jump on other brothers if they're not built up. And you look up and you got everybody kind of like looking at you sideways based on you just doing the work of the Lord. You put your best foot forward and you get some recognition, and it pisses certain people off. And I'm like, in this truth, you shouldn't even have that. That shouldn't even be. That's something in the world. And what it is, it'll be a brother that's worldly is what it is. He's really not in this thing sincerely. He ain't really locked in. He don't really do no works. He'll see another brother, do the works, really shine in this thing. He'll get the hate, and he'll sow discord, and he'll bleed that envy and jealousy onto other brothers. And just like a person, like a good forest ranger, you see a fire about to start, you got to put it out before it becomes a big wildfire, for it just really engulfs, and you just dealing with a whole bunch of strife and contention. And you be looking at yourself like, where is this even coming from? I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Why are you mad? You know, and then like I do the best to help brothers out. You know, I share brothers lessons. You know, I'm easy to talk to. You know, I do nothing but pick brothers up in this truth. You know, but so, like I notice everybody doesn't have that same spirit, and a lot of the worldly stuff you'll deal with in the world is over here. And there's nothing that star player syndrome, that competitive spirit. Hey, brother, need to quench that. Get that out of here. There's no place over here. Like, oh, I gotta have his spot. That's my spot. Like the Lord ain't working with no like depth chart. If you doing the work sincerely and you in this thing, then you have a place. You got a chance to be part of the hopeful elect. You shouldn't be wanting to. Oh, I don't want to teach him and give him too much because then he might get my spot. Like that. Lord ain't really dealing with no spirit like that. That spirit will put you in the spirit of a niggard. You know, that right there stops a lot of brothers from really reaching their full potential in this truth. You know, I've heard that. They feel like they believe that if you tell somebody else about this truth, then they'll lose their position with Yahweh Shah. And that's just not how this works. That's not so. Because that'll stop you from being charitable. That'll make you a nigger with this truth. That's almost like hiding your napkin. You know, putting your talent in the napkin. That's kind of like that. You don't want to too much go out there and exert yourself and go as hard as you can in this truth because you don't want too many people to know the truth, because then you'll feel like you don't have a position in it anymore. And that can lead to contention and envy and strife right there, because it'll be another brother who doesn't have that spirit, very charitable, going hard for the Lord, and then you'll see the fruits of that. And then you'll get mad because you're not getting that. And really, that's a you issue. That's your problem. And really, you got to do some soul checking. Your spirit ain't right. And then you got people that come into this thing, their spirit ain't right, and they'll bleed all that into the whole body. You know, they'll bleed all that all over when their spirit ain't right. Because one place in this truth, you shouldn't have to deal with too much contention and strife from your own. You already got to deal with that in the world and all these worldly people. And I just noticed, man, like, hey, man, shout out to Yahweh Shah for putting on Apostle the heart to do what he does. Because I know he knows it, but, man, he really be, like, revealing stuff and making stuff come out in the open. And that's amazing to me. It wows me how the spirit works. And you can see certain things, man. And it gives you them eyesight to see your hater. Like, this dude really ain't. I've been putting up with this person, but this person really not right. And I know that sometimes when you put up with a person that ain't right, and it's like keeping like some bad food or something like that, eventually it's gonna do you. It's gonna go bad. So it's best to just get rid of something that's rotten, that's no good. It's best to cut it off. Like I think I'll talk. Yeah. A little leavening leaves the whole lump. If you got a little leavening in it, it'll mess everything up. So I seen this thing, man. You gotta really have some eyes and see stuff, and really, quench it, or really do some soul checking. Check your spirit out. Examine yourself. Are you being as brotherly as you can? Are you being as charitable as you can? Are you really going hard in this truth as hard as you can? And if you see a brother showing by example he is, don't get mad because he is and you're not. That's not the thing to do in this truth. Or, you on the sideline and you hating on the brother. And you hating on the brother because, I don't know, I guess you just feel like you can't do it in your spirit or something like that. Like, but that ain't the course of action to take. Like, secretly envying your brother, hating your brother is not the thing to do. And don't spread it. That's something that really gets on my nerves. I'm seeing when you like that and then you spread it. Like, that's when you just see the wickedness spreading. And that was on Apostle Harder really, he really is like opening things up, shedding light on things. Really putting it on my spirit. Because certain things need to be cut off that I've been putting up with. But, I don't know what it is. You try to like give hope for certain brothers, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you just got to be cold in this thing I'm seeing. I would think, do I want to go get that? I might want to go get that. Let me see, what I want to go get. Because I'm going to get the leaven and the bread, you know. Matter of fact, I'm going to go get this right here because I talked about this. I'm going to get this right here. Proverbs 14:30 says, a sound heart is the life of the flesh, but envy, the rottenness of the bones. Envy, that goes into jealousy. That has no place in this truth, man. That's something you should have to deal with females. You shouldn't have to deal with that in this truth at all. Females envy each other, be jealous of each other. Men shouldn't have that type of thing on them, especially in this truth. That's worldly. Because what the precept said, envy is rottenness of the bones. A sound heart is the life of the flesh, which goes into your mind, a sound mind. Like if you got a brother in your camp that's really going hard and really, you know, making a big sacrifice, you should really be happy about that. Like that, especially if you're a part of that camp, that helps you out. That's not like, oh man, I don't like you doing that. You doing too much. You shining too much. That shouldn't be on your spirit. That type of like envy is the rottenness of bones, man. That shouldn't be it. That's that star player syndrome. And then it also puts me in the spirit. Now I understand why Cain murdered his brother. The priest of real, I see why Cain did that to Abel. Abel had a good sacrifice the Lord liked, and Abel got that recognition. Cain got jealous because he didn't get that recognition. He gave a bad sacrifice. So I'm really starting to really experience that dynamic of Cain and Abel. I see that. And it's like, it's not your fault when you put your best foot forward for the Lord, you give a good sacrifice. Like, you should be able to do that too. Don't be no Cain. The certain brothers starting to have that Cain spirit about them. You know, they sacrifice ain't as good. And they don't put as much effort into it for whatever reason. I don't know. And instead of them, you know, working on their sacrifice to make it susceptible to Yahweh Shah, they'll get mad because yours is. And that's that Cain spirit. And you got to see that before it gets, you know, to that level. And to see that, man, the Lord got to open those things up. You got to lighten it up. And certain circumstances happen to where you will see it. And when you see it, man, don't, like I'm speaking to myself right. When you see it, don't like play that to the wayside. No, man, you need to catch it right then and there. You know, you need to like nip it in the bud. Like I said earlier, don't let the fire keep, you know, getting bigger and bigger and bigger to where it's so big you can't deal with it no more. When it's starting to build up, you need to throw some water on that sucker right then and there and put it out. I notice that's part of the responsibility of being a good camp leader. I'm starting to really understand that and see that. That's what you're supposed to do. Especially when the Lord made it where you can see it with your eyes that this is an issue. Don't let it fester. That's like bringing somebody bad into your house and you see this dude ain't right, but you let him in anyway, like a meth head, and you got little children, you know this dude ain't right, you off somewhere, he been messed the whole house up. Pretty much, yeah. And I got a precept for that too. Go get that. That's why I like Elder Matazakbach said, you got to vet these dudes, man, because a lot of these dudes don't be right. They really don't. They'll come in and act like they want to be a part of this, but really, no, they not, man. They just want, I don't know what it is, to hang out with somebody. They lonely or something, but they not right. And they'll bring that worldly spirit in with them and have your whole everything all messed up. You'll get that. So, man, being in this thing, in this truth, I got about 4 years under my belt, been on the highway and hedges. And I'm really getting the experience and to start to see things, man. Like you really start to see things. And sometimes it'd be like close to you, you didn't even know it. It'd be like right next to you, you didn't even know it. Right in front of you, you didn't even know it. But the Lord, through his infinite wisdom, through the Spirit, he'll open it up to where you can see it And like you might have an inclination that's what it is, but then the Lord will show it like, yeah, that's what that is. That's what that is. So here we go back to Ecclesiasticus of Sirach 11:29 says, bring not every man into thy house, for the deceitful man hath many trains, many schemes, many plots. A deceitful man. A lot of people try to creep in this thing unawares. And they're not really built to do this. But they think they are. And they'll bring their feelings and they'll bring the worldly spirit in with them into this. In verse 30 says, like as a patriot taken and kept in a cage, so is the heart of the proud, and like as a spy. Woo, that's a big one. Watcheth he for thy fall. So a partridge, that's a bird. That's why I said taken and kept in a cage. That's like a bird people like to hunt and eat, and that what the Lord is saying is like that's the heart of the proud. They want to capture things. They want to take things. I know those people come on the sidelines, see something great, and want to lop the head off of it or destroy it from the sidelines. That be their goal. Being in this thing, I've witnessed that with a Edomite try to do that. I know that's just something they want to do. They want to destroy things. They act just like Esau. And we dealt with an Edomite that tried to do that. But through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shah, we cut it out before he really did any damage. Them spiritual antennas started pricking up, man. He started doing things that was like, I'm like, nah, man, you ain't no Jake, man. You got the spirit of an Edomite. And you got to go. And you got to make them tough decisions to make calls like that. And I noticed them people on the side, they do that. They'll watch and they got a problem. This is how you know the first steps. They got a problem with order. They don't want to come up under order. They disrespect the order. I noticed that first. And they want to like lop the head off or take something more. They just want to destroy things. How I look at it is what they want to do. And that's what that precept is talking about, because it says, so is the heart of the proud, like as a spy, he watches for the fall. They just want to see something fall and be destroyed. I'm going to read verse 31. It says, for he lieth in wait and turneth good into evil. Woo. And it says, in things worthy praise will lay blame upon thee. So, as a matter of fact, I'm going to hit verse 32. It talks about what I've been talking about. And it says, of a spark of fire, a heap of coals is kindled, and sinful man layeth wait for blood. You peep that? Like a spark of a fire. I told you, it'll start off with that. And I've noticed in this thing, man, I'm starting to see sparks of jealousy and envy. And like a fire, it's trying to spark up and it'll catch to something else and, get that all jealous and envious. And just like a fire, you be engulfed in it because you didn't see it early and put it out. Because you got a lot of wicked men, proud men in here who sit on the sidelines and they just be jealous of your spiritual gifts is what it be. They'll be jealous because they can't, I don't know, they feel like they can't do it. And they'll see you doing it, excelling at it, and then get mad. And you can always tell because they have like a little attitude. They like a female. I noticed that, Yashra. It's like dealing with a bride. A female that is disgruntled and mad. And when a woman is mad, not getting the attention she wants, what does she do? She sows discord. Men do the same thing I'm seeing. They'll do the same thing. And I'll be looking like, man, that's a you problem. You could talk to me and maybe I can help you, cook your spirit up so you can do what you need to do. But hating me ain't gonna help you. That's not gonna help. That's why I don't understand their mindset. I really don't. But that precept right there probably let me understand, man, they wicked. Something ain't right about them. They'll act like they want to be a part of this, but what it is, I know they still got that worldly aspect in them. And they want to bring this in with them. They want to bring that worldly mindset in here. And then they want to infect you with that and make you, be worldly or whatnot. Or they'll try to put your fire out without how I experience it. They'll try to tone you down. Basically like crabs in a bucket, man. They want to pull you down to their level. They don't want to like, okay, yeah, you going hard in the spirit or encourage you or like, go ahead. And I know the sincere brothers will. But I know that these worldly people in this thing, they will not, The ones they will not do that. They gonna try to, like, put a damper on you. Try to put your light out on your candle because they believe they can't do it or whatever their issue is. But I know it's a lot of envy and jealousy in this thing. And Apostle Harvey, how he does it, man, he pulls it out to where you can see it. So I'm about to go get another precept. What was I about to go get? Because I was about to end off on something to really make a point. Because you can't just be, you gotta watch these people in this world, man. They'll want to come in here and, oh yeah, I remember what I was going to get. Thank you, Lord. I remember what I was going to get. Let's go back to Mark. Because I wanted to make a point that, hey, everybody got different talents and gifts in this thing. Whatever talent the Lord gave you, man, work with that. Don't be bag watching or watching another brother, comparing yourself to that brother. I don't do this thing in this truth. If I did that, I'd probably be filled with jealousy too, man. We got a lot of great apostles and elders in this truth. The elders, they be going hard in this thing. Plus, you shouldn't be view watching anyway. This ain't about views, but I notice some people do make it about views, and they be mad because they ain't getting none. And the reason they don't get any is they really don't put in a good effort. They work don't be up to par. They barely do anything. So I'm like, you barely do anything. Why you think people gonna fool with you? So this right here, Mark 4:20 says, and these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, some 100. See, that shows the different, talents brothers will have, man. It says some 30, some 60, some 100. If you are 30, you don't need to be hating on the one that got 100, because guess what? With that penny you got, whatever talent you got from your Habashah, you can get in with that. Just work with what you got and be happy that you in this truth. Because that envy and that strife, jealousy, that'll yank you up out of here. You'll fall by the wayside. Because it'll make you be filled with a bad spirit. Like that precept said, it'll rotten out your spirit, man, to the bones. And next thing you look up, man, you struggling to even stay in the truth. You struggling to stay in the spirit. Because you over hating on a brother because he got 100-fold or a 60-fold. No, you got is a 30. Niggas do that on the streets, man. A nigga unalive another nigga because he got bigger rims, or he got a bigger bag, or he got something I feel like I should get. That's being covetous, man. Coveting wanting somebody else got and not being happy with what you got. If you in this truth and you in this thing sincerely, whatever talents that your Habashah gave to you, use it, flip it, and pray that the Lord is your part of the hopeful elect. That should be your mindset. That should be the focus. That's it. You shouldn't be bag watching like, oh man, he got that, he getting this, and I ain't getting that. Nah, man, we ain't dealing with niggards. And I don't like that nigga spirit either. I got in this truth to get away from niggas. I didn't get in this truth to still be dealing with that nigga stuff, man. It's very irritating. Very, very irritating. I don't like that jealousy stuff, because I don't have that. That's not something I want to deal with. When I deal with men, I should only have to deal with men stuff. I should have to deal with that female jealousy type of stuff. And just having that attitude and discord, I shouldn't have to deal with that. You got to deal with enough of that with women in the world. As a matter of fact, before I leave off too, let's get discord. Because what they'll do is once one brother gets, jealous and full of envy, he'll sow discord among all the other brethren. That's what he'll do. Matter of fact, we'll get that and then get the word on that. Because I think it's Proverbs. It's something the Most High hates. And I hate it too. Yeah, this is one of the 6 things that the Lord hate. And one of the ones he said he hate, when you look at Proverbs 6:19, it says, a false witness that speaketh lies, and him that soweth discord among brethren. One dude got filled with discord, and he'll bleed off that discord to the other brethren, like, okay, I don't like this brother, and I'm going to get y'all not to like this brother too. He doing this, he doing that. And we all need to not like this brother. That's what we all need to do. And that's on discord among brethren. You know, especially if like they bringing you into the fold, like you ain't start out. You coming into this thing. Then you coming in with attitude and jealousy. And you ain't do nothing. That's pitiful. And for that to even spread, it'll show that, like, say if you in a camp and an outsider could come in and spread discord or, you know, bleed all that type of that strife in your camp ain't strong, man. It's not. It's not, if that can happen, because it shouldn't happen like that. The body should be strong to where can't no type of stuff like that penetrate it. Because that just shows that, like, hey, man, you might have to reassess some things. You might have to reassess it if some stuff like that can happen. Because that shouldn't happen. That shows, man, a scoffer can come in and tear your stuff up. If that's the case. You know, so let's go get the definition on Discord. And that's all it takes, man, is one dude, you know, disenchanted. You know, he get a little leeway in there. And then with that little leeway, he spreads a bunch of wickedness, a bunch of strife, envy, jealousy, and confusion. That's what they do. Like a broad. So discord goes to unfriendly feeling, ill will, descending strife. They say they ill will. You can feel that. Disagreement. They get mad. Oh, man, you talking too much, man. You got too much camera time. Yeah. Disagreement. Mad. Things ain't going the way they wanted to go. So since it ain't going the way they wanted to go, they'll just mess everything all up. How about that? I just mess it all up. And you know who's great at doing that? Women are great at doing that. Now, as this being the men of the Lord, that shouldn't be happening over here. That should not be going down. That should be getting smothered out. Like, man, shut that noise up. This is what we do. This is how we do it. If you don't like it, you can step. That's how it should be. But I notice, hey, and really when I get down to it, when you boil it down to it, it just comes down to jealousy, man. Jealousy brings up discord. It brings up, like that said right there, ill will. Like Cain and Abel. I'm mad. Your sacrifice is better than my sacrifice. And I'm not going to work on my sacrifice because mine wasn't acceptable. Instead, I want to spill your blood and hurt you because my stuff wasn't good. And that's an Edomite behavior, straight up, when you think about it. That's a very Edomite thing to do. They don't want to self-examine themselves. They just want, okay, I can't come up to the level. Let me bring you down to the level. They just want to water everything down and make it weak. And me, I'm not going for that. Yashral, I'm not going for that at all. I'm not. So I'm just want to put it out there and praise the Lord that, man, we got a strong leadership, very strong leadership. I mean, it's things that Apostle Hart, because he did it before and it showed something. And I kind of like, okay, you know, I heard it, but, you know, whatever. Then again, it happened again. I'm like, oh, this is what it is. So at this point, I'm like, I don't need to ignore it no more. I'm not tripping. I'm not none of that. This is what it is. There's jealousy in this thing. And that needs to be rooted out. Really. It needs to be rooted out. And as I noticed, like any brother that's a camp leader know what I'm talking about, you got to make those hard decisions. So I just want to put that out there because we have, man, we got spectacular leadership, Yashral, in this thing, man. So all praise and glory to Yahweh Shah for giving us that. And then it's like opening our eyes to see spiritual things, to see stuff through the spirit. That's big. That's very big. So with that being said, you know, I hope this has been edifying. I want to say Kwam Yashar Allah. Hey, and stay locked in because Yahweh Shah is quickly on the way. Shalom.